Guys, how's it going? It's Jewel Tolentino here. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to share with you guys 3 quotes that have impacted my life and that I live by. Alright, so these are 3 quotes that I've heard in different parts of my life, different times of my life, and when I heard them, they had an impact on me. I hear lots of things. I hear lots of quotes, and I've watched a lot of things that have a lot of quotes, but these are the 3 that have stood out to me so far in my current existence. So I'm going to go sort of in order of, I guess, importance, and this first quote is, "Think outside the box." Now, I first saw this quote as an image, as a picture, where there was a box and the word think was outside of the box, and it was like, think outside the box. Now that one is a really simple quote. It's very plain and it's very obvious, but to me it's always how I've thought. It's always how things are for me. So when I was growing up, when I was young, I even thought that I don't think I'm going to do the traditional route. I don't think that I'm going to be like everyone else and go to school, go to university, and do that whole path. From a very young age, I didn't think that that was going to be for me. I wanted something different. I wanted something exciting, and I wanted something that was going to be different and adventurous. I didn't want something to be the same and routine. And so when I was, going through, before I, got my entrepreneurial job and whatever, I was working in different jobs, and just before that I was an insurance adjuster / claims clerk, and that was like literally the same thing every day. I get to the office, I clock in, get my coffee, turn on my phone, all the calls start coming in, and people saying that they've gone to an accident, they've hit a deer, a rock hit their windshield, and it was the same thing over and over again for almost 2 years. And very early on, like not even a year into it, I had already decided that I can't do this for the rest of my life. I don't know how people can stay at the exact same job for 10, 20, 30 years. Like, I can't stand it already. This is too repetitive. There's no growth. I'm not feeling fun and adventure. So that is the first quote, is think outside the box. And I've always tried to apply that with everything that I do, trying to be different. How can we do it better? It's an easy quote that I go by. And this second quote was by Henry Ford. And it's, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." And to me, that blew my mind, because you can either think that you can or you can't, and either way, you're going to be right. So why would you think that you can't if when you also think that you can, you're right? To me, it would be foolish to think that you can't when you can easily think that you can and be right. Now, I may have just confused you, but when I first heard that, it's like, yeah, that is right. Whatever you think is right. So you might as well think that you can, and you might as well go after it, and you might as well do it, because you're gonna be right either way. And I will admit there are times where I'm not feeling it and things aren't going right, and I do sometimes have doubt, but I always think back to these same quotes. I always remind myself of these specific quotes. They always come back to me. And the third quote is by Albert Einstein, and it goes, "The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results." Now, how many people can relate to that? I definitely was doing that when I was in that insurance job, and I'd go there day in and day out, and I was like wondering, when was this going to get better? When was this going to get better? When is it going to change? To be honest, it wasn't going to, because I kept doing the same things over and over again. You cannot expect different results when you do the same thing over and over again. You have to implement something new. You have to try something new in order for a new outcome to happen. So that quote was another, when I heard it, and it was like mind blown. It was like, wow, yeah, sometimes when you're doing something over and over again and you're just wondering why this isn't working, well, it's not working because you're doing the same thing over and over again. And again, I'm not perfect, and when things aren't going my way and I'm wondering why, how could this be, this quote always pops up. It always comes back to me, and it's like, Jewel, you need to try something different if this is not the outcome that you want with what you're currently doing. For example, I haven't told this story in full yet, and I will, but losing weight has always been a thing for me. It's always been difficult. And, I was expecting to lose weight when I wasn't working out and I wasn't eating very well. And, I would take a walk, a long 1-hour walk, and expect for something to change and for me to lose weight. So I was doing the definition of insanity. I was doing the same thing over and over again in terms of my weight and expecting that I was going to lose a bunch. Fast forward to now, I have been doing something totally different, and I'm going to share the results of that later on in some videos. But I took that quote and applied it to my health because that was something where I was being insane over. So those are 3 quotes that stay with me, that I always think about, that always pop into my head. Now, there are other quotes. I love other quotes as well, but these are the ones that kind of stick to me. And when I'm going through a funk or going through something, they tend to pop up. I'd love to know what your favorite quotes are. Put them in the comment section below so I can read them. Alright guys, well, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Back from the dead.